But yeah, you let us know when it works. Hello, everyone. We apologize for the delay with this webinar. This actually happened because of some technical problems. We couldn't get connected to the original event page on LinkedIn. So if you join us for the first time, then let me introduce myself, because we organize this kind of events from time to time, dedicated to export, to different countries, to different industries. So I'm a co-founder of Manatex. My name is Nadia Mamet, and Manatex is a company that helps small and medium-sized enterprises and startups to thrive globally. So we are working on a very innovative digital platform which will help small companies to export better and in a more innovative way. So if you are interested in the most recent innovation in this area, so in expert support, then please follow us in LinkedIn. We have today also the mutual webinar with the company Expert Compliant and its director, David Krishti, who is also a great expert in legislation. So he's actually originally a legal specialist. So we are going to share some insights on business development in the area of food supplements, but also about the legislation and how to comply to different legislation of different companies if you are going to export your food supplements. So first of all, let me please kindly tell a few words about the market itself. So why did we choose this category? So it was for a number of reasons. So first of all, because of our own experience, so we have done some projects in different markets in this category. Also, of course, food supplements and as well as others segments of wellness industry is a very hot topic. So you probably notice that the availability of this kind of product is growing every day. So the more and more products are available on different digital platforms. More and more products are launched also in pharmacies, like practically everywhere. So some companies, for example, Waterdrop, an Austrian startup, is they just launched their boutique number 13 in Paris. So it's a hot topic. It's a great market to talk about. We have experience in this, and that's why also we have a great connection with David, who is an expert in this industry as well. So what's going on? Let me just drop a couple of words about the market. So what's going on with food supplements worldwide? The market is really growing really fast. So you can see that the projection is that in the next 5 years, it will be almost double. So in all possible segments, in all possible forms, in all possible, people are looking for the way to live longer. So to support their health with all different possible ways. So companies, of course, are utilizing the most recent technologies, the most recent scientific studies and ingredients and technologies so that they bring this offer to the market. However, also, of course, so if the market is booming, so competition is increasing as well. So it means that markets become saturated, and sometimes if the market is popular, for example, we will mention today a lot about Middle East countries, Last time we spoke about a lot about Poland, but this time it will be also about Middle East markets. So when the country becomes oversaturated with this kind of offer, so of course exporters have issues to bring the product on the market. So because of the local expectations, because of the competitors, because of the local partners, again, legislation, and so on and so on. Booming market, but very complicated one. What's going on behind this, I would say, the market itself? So what is trendy at this moment? So probably every producer of food supplements wants to export. So, but where, what kind of product, and what is demanded? So what is driving this market at this point? So the main trends that shape this industry, I would like to mention a few of them, are the following. So first of all, so some companies are really working hard to bring what is called personalization approach to the market, which means that you don't have to buy, I don't know, 10 different vitamins. So you just do your blood test, and the company creates a special offer, puts some kind of, I don't know, vitamins, the same specifically done specifically for you in the bottle. So, and some companies are working on this solution. So just wanted to make it clear. So if I mention some producers today, it doesn't mean that I advertise them. So not at all. I'm not an influencer. I don't advertise anyone. It's just an example to make it clear. So what I mean when I'm doing this presentation. So for personalization, it's driven by different companies, different startups worldwide. For example, British startup Bionic, for example, American startup Routine, and so on. So it means that this kind of supplement works smartly. So it works in targets, like bring special value for any specific consumer. Also, of course, some supplements that make it like focus on microbiome health. It's more and more scientific research which is published so about microbiome, which is still not, I would say, researched enough. But companies, producers already utilize this research that exists at this point and create like special solution because it's discussed a lot in this scientific academic medical area, so that microbiome health is like driving our immune system and so on. So powered by nature, of course, all possible like natural ingredients. So in some companies are specifically communicating it as a big value for the consumers, so that we are treating, we help you, we support you with the nature. So for example, this kind of company, so it's even called, I'm sorry, Pro Nature Quercetin. So companies, producers are instantly looking for new ingredients, source these new innovative ingredients from all over the world. I don't know, let us check what do they have in Peru. So let us check what do they grow in India. So something innovative comes to the market practically every day. Also, of course, consumption convenience. It's not just a, I don't know, in this case, okay, so this is just a pill. So, but in many other cases, it can be something like much more convenient. For example, in this example, this is a chewing gum, which is full of supplements, so you can absorb vitamins from these chewing gums. Or again, Water Drop is an Austrian startup, which is taking care not only about supplements, but also hydration of the body. So it looks like this. So the person can dissolve this kind of pill in the water or some liquids. So there are so many different varieties, but this kind of companies, they are clearly like targeting, consumption convenience. So these are the current trends, and of course, the demand for this kind of trendy products over the world is growing. However, so I'm responsible today to cover business development part because I'm a marketing and business developer specialist, business development specialist. So what kind of issues the company might have if it decides to export food supplements? So it would be very easy to say, so let's just do this. Okay, we want to sell our product somewhere. So, and honestly speaking, hope happens very often when the company comes and says, you know what, I know that Saudi Arabian market is trendy, it's growing, so many like new opportunities there. We want to sell our products there. So company doesn't check any background, any story with the legislation. So how long does it take to certify the product? They don't know what is the expectation of local partners. They don't know actually what is the size of the market. They don't know how much local people want to pay for it, and so on. So I want to pay attention to these specific issues. So what kind of factors, like what kind of points the company has to cover if it wants to export supplements in a certain market. Now, first of all, of course, the company has to understand what's going on with this market in general in the country. So if this market is growing or it is declining, if it's importing, so from which countries this country is importing. Maybe they are buying only from China. Maybe they prefer to buy all this product from Switzerland. Maybe they have never experienced to like buying this kind of product from your country. So how many people in the country are ready to buy this product on a regular basis? So what do they prefer? What is the average price on the market on the other hand? So if this is a very price sensitive market, so it's really hard to sell something more expensive. Or you have to check if this kind of premium C segment exists. That maybe in many cases, the company has to create the premium segment from zero. So if this premium segment exists, then in which channel? So how should you communicate the benefits of your product? Which shelf you have to like really bring your product to? So price monitoring, of course, is very, very important. Also, what would be like a consumption trend, So what kind of products are popular in the country? So if this product, if you bring something really innovative, something really new, do people in this country know about this kind of innovation? Or you have to create, the whole awareness about this product to communicate all these benefits and so on. So, for example, why Water Drop is opening the boutiques? They open the boutique, they put salespeople, they bring this water, they bring these bottles, and they explain people instantly so how this product is consumed, why it's not just a vitamin, why it's also like works for hydration of the body. Or another example, there is a great source of omega-3 acids, which is called evening primrose oil. The company which actually got the molecule of EPO, of omega-3 from EPO, first was a British company, Watson International. And if this kind of company wants to sell this EPO product on the market, they have to check. In the United Kingdom, of course, this product is very famous. But if it's famous, for example, in the Eastern Europe, it's a big question. So if people know that EPO is good for, I don't know, skin health or female health and so on, or the company has to create this awareness, again, build this awareness, this knowledge about the product. So when you start thinking about exporting, so you of course have to do some research and check if this market already exists. Because if it doesn't, then it's a whole other story, and you have to plan your budget accordingly, so that you can, build this awareness again, bring this information to the consumers. Okay, decision-making process. Let's imagine that you found a local partner or in the process of looking for the local partner. Whom should you find? So it's very much connected to this decision-making process of consumers. So how do consumers in this country make decision about this particular product? So do they need to conduct some, I don't know, online research? Or it's enough if they ask opinion of the doctor or the pharmacist, or maybe some other opinion leader, or they follow maybe influencers, I don't know, like in China. So people don't buy anything if they don't see like great feedback from some local TikTok people. So you have to understand really, so how locals make decision. So in many cases, for example, last time we did this kind of webinar about the market in Poland. And in Poland, it's always, so people have to ask someone. It has to be, if the brand is not known, somebody has to recommend it. So doctor has to recommend it or pharmacist has to recommend it, saying that, this brand is great for your brain health. This brand is great, for example, to fight your allergy. So how consumers make decisions? It's, of course, really tightly connected also to the distribution system. So how do they make decision and where do they go to buy this kind of supplement? So if they really source this online, so they want to check all the opinions, compare it, and buy it online, I wouldn't be surprised if in China people do exactly that. So they ask everyone around, they look for this kind of influencers, feedbacks, and so on. And then they make decision and go online and buy it at Tmall. So it's not the same in Europe. So in Poland, for example, if the brand is not known, in 90% of cases, people will go and buy it in the pharmacy. So, and only after that, if they have very positive experience, if they like the supplement, then next step, they might buy it online. In some countries, for example, we did also some research on this market in France a couple of years ago. In France, the trend is different. So approximately 40% of French people buy supplements online, but they have to check the reviews and feedbacks. So what kind of distribution system you are looking for? Because it's a partner that you looking for. For multi-level marketing, which is very popular in some countries, when some companies promote their food supplements through this multi-level marketing system, and they do it, I don't know, in different markets, I don't know, starting, I don't know, in China, then they do it in Vietnam, and so on. But in some countries, this kind of MLM distribution is not allowed by legislation, for example, in the Middle East countries. So it's considered to be illegal, and it means that if you want to export it, you need to do it with the help of your local distribution partner. So in some cases, in some countries, retail can do importation itself. In some countries, so it's legally separated, so this kind of wholesale and retail function and importation function. So you cannot do everything by retail. So you cannot approach some pharmacy chain directly. You have to find a local distribution importation partner, and only after that, so this company will negotiate the whole listing process with local retailers. Very, very important part, as always, we dedicated the whole other webinar, so you can check it in our YouTube channel, is price structure. So, of course, the company exporter has to understand all this cost and price structure, so in the local market. Because if all these calculations are not done in advance, then typically the company has a lot of problems. It's not enough to just find some interested company on the market, So for years, I have doing this kind of observations, what's going on if the company that hasn't done some like research for the partner. So some interested companies can be found, but these interested companies might not be satisfied with the conditions that a vendor is offering. So what kind of margin is expected on the local market? So by retail, by wholesale, and so on. Also, a lot of attention has to be paid to the recommended retail price, because if the product is somehow available already in the home country, and especially if it's English speaking country, so that everyone can check this kind of availability and price, so then it will be really hard to adjust this price, make it bigger in a new target market. So simply because, especially if the product is premium, and consumers will check this price before they make decision. Not only consumers, but also pharmacy chains. So this is actually also this chart from the previous webinar about pricing. So that's how I explain, so that all costs and all margin has to be planned accordingly. So the company vendor has to, I don't know, hire someone, to make this market intelligence project, check, so what is the expectation of local wholesalers, retailers, and what has to be planned in cost structure, price structure of the company. Because after that, we experienced it just recently with a different product, not food supplement. So company starts selling like containers to a different part of the world, and then finds out that the product, it becomes already unprofitable at this stage. Okay, so let's imagine so that we found a partner, and the partner is satisfied with our pricing offer. So, and we know where this partner will bring our product, not just somewhere, not just some corner, but in a respected pharmacy chain or a good online marketplace and so on. So the next question will be, so how to promote this product? Because you might be very much known in your home country, and maybe even in some countries nearby, and maybe not just the countries nearby, but in this specific market, your product might not be even known. So you have to build this kind of awareness about brand and about product benefits. So what should you do? So in this case, of course, you have to plan accordingly some product promotion, communication plan, and so on. So what's going on with this? So the market of food supplements is very dynamic. Let me please repeat it, but oversaturated in any country. So I have seen one last year, so the real case when the company from Eastern Europe tried to penetrate the market of UAE. Basically, they found interested partners very quickly because assortment was great, product was nice, so was very effective, and so on. So, but local distributors immediately told, we've been there, we've done that. If you don't invest in the promotion, we don't list it. So you have to hire a sales rep team so that is dedicated specifically to your product, and the team will bring the product on the shelf of pharmacy chains in UAE. We just had also a very similar example in Poland, when a British company also tried to do the same. So then they just, at this point, decided to cancel the project simply because they could not afford this kind of promotional distribution building and promotion activities. Of course, as the market is oversaturated, it's very important to monitor what competitors are doing. Definitely, there are some global competitors, very big producers, very famous companies that are presented in practically any niche and any any product. For example, American company Solgar, which is, I don't know, you can find this product in any pharmacy in Europe. But there are also a lot of local competitors. So in any country, you name it, so you get to the pharmacy, you find, for example, in Poland, this will be a notion of the product which is produced by local tycoons, local pharma producers. Will be also product offered as a private label of the pharmacy. It can be also a private label of big distributors, and so on and so on. So you should know, of course, what's going on there. So how your product will stand against it. Do you offer some unique features? For example, is it backed up by market research or some like medical research, so some clinical studies and so on? What kind of benefit do you bring to this market? So why local consumers should choose you over this competition? So definitely, so everything so around this international marketing mix, like of course, what kind of product, what kind of pricing is very important, distribution channel, so promotion activity, everything has to be clarified in advance. So local business culture and trust and relationship building, I just mentioned it because it's important for any business development project. So if you invest a lot of time, money, and so on in some project in a different country, please make sure you understand local culture, at least in some like a base, create some basic understanding about this. So if you really push your product in the Middle East, so and invest a lot in it, please make sure that you don't lose the opportunity only because you don't know how to work with the local people. So very interesting part about legislation, but for legislation, we have a special expert today. So I give my word to David. So yes, with pleasure.
Thank you.
So he will tell much more about it than I. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nadia. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Manatex, for involving me in this interesting webinar. Okay, at Europe, starting with the legislation part, I would say at European level, it is possible to recognize different legislative frameworks on food in general and on food supplements in particular. In this landscape of different legislation framework, um, in this landscape is a very detailed to identify a clear, understandable, and detailed set of rules to comply with for entering a market. It's really important in a pre-analysis phase, in a planning phase, in order to enter one of the leading markets in the world as Europe is. The most pertinent legislation on food supplements is Directive 46 of 2002 on food supplements. And in fact, food supplements may be marketed only if they comply with the rules by Directive 46. Directives are legislative acts that cannot be directly inserted in a nation, in a member state. They must be converted into a national internal law. Other important legislation about concerning food labeling, concerning food supplements, are, for example, Regulation 1169 of 2011 on food labeling, also Regulation 1924 of 2006 on health claims, but also other legislation such as Regulation of 2015 on novel foods, Novel foods are products that um, whose use, significant history of use in European Union territory cannot be proven at the date of May 1997 or before that date. Um, I'm talking about products traditionally eaten outside the European Union, as well as products made of ingredients generally used outside the European Union, or products um, coming from the new technologies and production processes, as well as Regulation 1333 on additives. Please, next slide. Thank you. As said, the most pertinent legislation on food supplements is Directive 46. Definition of food supplements the products must comply with is according this directive. So, food supplements are foodstuff whose purpose is to support or supplement normal diet, so they cannot replace a normal diet, and which are concentrated sources of nutrients or other substances with nutritional physiological effect, alone or in combination, and marketed in those form such as capsules, pastilles, tablets, pills, and other forms that we all know, and to be taken in measured small unit quantities. The directive apply to vitamins and minerals as listed in Annex 1 of the legislation and in the form listed in Annex 2. Next slide, please. The most important consequence of this definition is that food supplements must be products helping or supporting human health, human metabolic function. They cannot cure or heal or prevent pathologies, and of course they cannot claim this kind of effects. Please, next slide. Of course, not only vitamins and minerals are ingredients and substances used for food supplements. The research and development is ongoing and very high level technology advanced. So, other substances that can be in a food supplements are anyway not fully covered by this directive. These compounds are regulated by national rules, and they can be under other EU legislation. So it's important to check the legislation that apply to specific kinds of product. Next slide, please. European Commission has been harmonizing the development and the study of substances in other than vitamins and minerals present in food supplements, and have been maintaining a list of those substances that can be dangerous for the health or cause adverse risks or health risks. So, in this case, the effort of European community, however, there are various legislation, is to harmonize a set of rules common for all member states. The most important output of this study that European Commission have been developing are that ingredients, of course, must be compatible with supporting and not with healing or therapeutic functions. They must prove safety, of course. They must be they must have a scientific evidence of safety and efficacy, of course, resulting by a significant use not after 1997. Otherwise, the novel foods regulation apply. Next slide, please. Other EU regulation not necessarily concerning food supplements that you can find in European legislation frameworks are fortified food regulation, meaning products enriched with ingredients with the physiological effect, but they are not considered as food supplements. The macro category of dietetics, ruled by Regulation 609, that is composed by food for special medical purposes, dietetics for weight reduction and control, no gluten food, products for diabetics, for sports and infant formulations. Also, category of botanicals is in ongoing. Many plants are under study and control and review by scientific bodies of European commissions in order to prove significant efficacy and safety in use on humans. Next slide, please. Going to the important regulation on labeling, this is the new regulation that as a result of harmonization attempt of set of rules regarding labeling rules. So by compiling previous regulation on labeling subject. The most important labeling requirements regards an advertising about the function of food supplements. They cannot heal diseases. Names of category of nutrients or substances. Of course, the portion recommended for consumption, warning not to exceed recommended daily dose, a statement to the effect that food should be not used as substitute for varied diet. That's another important criteria to define, to identify food supplements. And of course, the effect that product must be stored out of reach of children. Next slide, please. This is a most important key factor for a product, a key factor of success for a fat supplement to enter a market. As you know, especially health claims are claims that state a relationship between the effects of the substance contained in the product and the physiological effect on human health. So as you can imagine, it is very important to be authorized to claim an healthy effect on label of the product. Anyway, a claim is any message or representation which state or imply particular characteristics of a food in general and food supplement in particular. Next slide, please. So, who decide about health claims in Europe, is the scientific body of European Commission called EFSA. EFSA stands for European Food Safety Authority, and its role is to review on the basis of a scientific evidence the safety and the efficacy of the product in order to authorize specific claims for specific products. And so the role of this agency is really very important because, as I said before, an health claim very specific can be a success factor for a product in a market. There is possibility to have a personalized authorization, but only in case of claims not yet evaluated. The process takes on average a period of from 3 months to 9 months. Also considering other ingredients, other substances contained in food supplements, such as additives. And of course, EFSA can extend the period of evaluation in case they need further information from the applicant. So what is important to stress is that although it is a scientific body, the role of this authority is really, really important in determining, contributing to a market success of a product. Next slide, please. How to place food supplements in EU? So we can suggest a sort of checklist considering the necessity to identify the particular legislation in order to get compliance of marketing the products. So first, ensure compliance, identifying the legislative framework applicable. Second step, to identify and design a food business operator that will be responsible as an importer for marketing, for sales in the market. To be stressed that authorities have no responsibilities in this process. In case of not compliance, the importer will be responsible about any not compliance. So it is very important to choose the right partner in terms of knowledge and expertise in regulatory subjects, but also in terms of commercial success in the market. Also, it is very important to coordinate the acknowledgement of European legislation with national requirements. That's very important because and it's unavoidable a difference of interpretation between European bodies and each member state. Then identify and apply for the right procedure for entering the market is required. Many member states take a notification process. So the applicant submits the procedure of notification, generally in an online platform. And at the moment of notification, generally the authority give a pre-market authorization. From now on, you can start selling the product. Other member states, such as Belgium and France, they adopt a pre-market authorization procedure by taking more time to review the application and evaluating the criteria, the requirements, and compliance in a procedure that whose average time can be from several days to several weeks, but generally no more than 6 weeks. Next, please. A case study is focused on different legislations and interpretation between different member states in European Union, but how to face it in a pre-business planning phase, so to not face challenges of different interpretation in different member states. Any member states have a positive or negative list of ingredients permitted or prohibited, of course, specifying maximum levels, specific labeling requirements, and other conditions of use. And these lists are not harmonized at Central European level. So the almost all member states have positive lists. Some of them have negative lists. So you have to check the substances contained in your product how are ruled in each member list itself. Next slide, please. And that can cause different interpretation of different member states. Fortunately, this opportunity of completely different interpretation from a member state to other member states are nowadays limited, because there is a mutual recognition principle that states that if you can sell legally a product in a member state, you are in principle, you can in principle sell legally this product in any other member state. Different interpretation can rise on the base of a scientific interpretation. Some countries can consider a product not compliant with its own list of ingredients, criteria of composition, etc., etc. And that would be a good a challenge for exporters, besides the mutual recognition principle, because it would be very business challenging in terms of costs and time to spend for proving their product it's legal and it's safe and effective. Um, More slides, please. Okay, I will finish without slides. Um,
Just a
okay,
second, I
thank
do
you.
it on my side because yeah, something happened there. Okay.
Next, please.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, now just the last slide about some figures of strengths and weaknesses. As also Nadia said, one of the most attractive market in the world, but oversaturated. An increasing trend of taking food supplements considered more safer than medicines. But on the other side, high quality, ongoing high quality and innovation in products required from the market. Increasing trend to put the market innovative ingredients-based products, but important, very important, the product should be compliant. It should prove by scientific evidence the safety and the efficacy, or especially for innovative ingredients and substances. Is legislation is based on risk prevention, of course, very careful in terms of safety for consumers, but of course, on the other side, necessity to appoint a specialist that is able to coordinate European legislation and national legislation too. um, Good opportunity of marketing compliant, high quality, innovative products, but as said, a business and regulatory plan to be developed in order to be compliant and successful on the market. Thank you very much to everyone. Thanks again to Nadia and to Manatex. I hope it would be interesting for all of you.
Yeah, David, thank you so much for participation. So it was like, I don't know, really insightful. You possess really like big knowledge so about legislation
Thank you
and this
very much.
area. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. So it's a great honor also to invite you here. So thank you for your knowledge. So
It was my honor. Thank you.
okay, thanks a lot. So, if someone wants to ask a question, so please don't hesitate to do it now. So we can also share some insights, maybe, or some experience here. You can also do it later on the event in our LinkedIn page, but so don't hesitate to do it here. So if you do it later, we will respond anyway. Okay. So if there is any questions, so please ask us. So we have a couple of more minutes. Okay, thank you. Very interesting. So you're very much welcome. Join our events again, please. So again, just let me repeat, please. If you are interested in new innovative tools that support export of small companies, then please follow us. So we will have a lot to share very soon. So do we have something on LinkedIn page maybe? Okay. No, I don't see it. So if there is no questions at this point, so then we probably can just wrap it up. So, but you're very much welcome to join our next event.
Thank you very much to everyone. Thank you, Nadia, again.
Okay, so I think that if there's no question from the participants, we can just